Hello, it's Jay. Check-in for Dark episode for uh, August 13th, 2023. Um, Today. I did a fair bit of reading today, reading a lot of Piers Anthony, which I've definitely, definitely pondering about, like, how am I doing with that? I am enjoying it. At the same time, I'm seeing a lot of stuff in it, a lot of really problematic stuff, really embarrassing stuff. Embarrassing because I probably really I I enjoyed it. Maybe a part of me still enjoys it. That is embarrassing. Um, you know, yeah, yeah. I will struggle with that. That's something I'm going to do a larger Piers Anthony little personal essay there, or I'm going to bury that and just do some private reviews of the books or the series in general. Maybe just the series in general. I don't know, because there's some themes I can talk about without having to spoil the novels as it was. And I mean, there's stuff in the novels that is fun too. I quite like his all the sports stuff that he does, and it's there's all the hot women in it. God, that I don't know, and Anthony and Style, the main characters, seem to have this whole thing of real women versus not real women, which doesn't really. You start thinking about it as like, well, what's not a real woman in our modern context, and that's not that cool. Um, that said, I didn't get a ton. I didn't get a ton else done. I did a silly short, which I might release because sometimes I think the silly shorts, the silly toss-offs, are some of the things that actually connect the best. It's a Garb August check-in, which is extremely short, and that's probably gonna would do to its benefit. And then I should release some of my longer stuff, and hopefully tomorrow I'll do a waffle video on my new channel, which is seems to be I'm handling comments nicely and actually commenting on other people's videos. So that's going well. I'm enjoying that. So that's good. That's a good start off for my channel. And I it's good. And also the thing of, I think I communicated to the right people that I just wanted this to be a low key affair. So if I can keep it that way, I think I can actually, on this second time around, try and get more of the spirit of the particular type of booktube I would like to be involved with. Um, because there was this thing of like, oh, I want to be successful. It was there. It was still there, even if it always came down to I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. There was always that thing of success, but I'm feeling like maybe the second time around, I can do this more about just chatting with people. And I think keeping it small is will be good for me to try and keep it manageable in a way that I can just try and keep that in mind, that I'm just wanting to kind of chat and have people to talk with, and that's probably the most useful part of something like booktube to me. Because there's some people who are like, I can't understand monetization, and they're slightly like anti it, which I'm not. For other people, for people who want to do that, who want it to for like monetization. But the one thing that people who were very anti about, monetization, was it's like, really, I don't want to treat people like they're commodities. I want to have some kind of back and forth chat friendliness with people. And I think that's what I'm actually going for, you know? So I think I can be a lot happier which is, I think, when it comes down to it, is the most important thing to me, is to be happy. And to kind of frame it that way is good, because like I want to make the videos I want to make, and that one of the ways that I can be happy and creative is by making a more of an effort to just say hi to people and chat with people and talk with people, and try my best to be interested in them, not just be a self-centered asshole, which I admittedly really have a tendency to do that. Yes, but tomorrow, grocery trip. So I'll probably be wasted after that. Less wasted. My energy levels are getting better. They're still not at 100%. I'm not going to be going back to work at 100% energy levels, but enough that I will be there and present for the residents at the house. I think there's another thing of just like, this is the longest holiday where it's just like it's been time off that I haven't had something to do. Like usually if I've had time off at home, it's like, okay, we've got stuff to get done at home, and there's been that drive. And we haven't had that. I haven't had that because I've had to take it easy. So in some ways, this has been the first real just like time off, relaxation time that I've had for a while, sustained. I always have like, oh, I have the weekend off, and whether I like it or not, there's just a day of me just sitting on the couch going, before then I have to pull myself up and get the stuff done that needs to get done on the weekend. But this has been like, no, this has been four weeks of just like, which have gone by quick. It's gone by so quickly, which with me doing nothing, you'd think I'd be bored out of my skull, but no, I've been low enough energy that it's like I have enough energy to get a little bit done and then kind of collapse back down. I mean, I've been doing my walks each day, and I've been doing my readouts and all that, but I kind of get that stuff done, and then there's been a lot of time sitting on the couch reading, which has been excellent, which I've has been superb. Just like, God, I have to have a hernia operation once a year from now on. All right, well, let's avoid that. That's why I'm trying to take it so easy. So this will not be we will not repeat this. I will heal up really well. All right, I will leave it there for tonight. I've had my little buddy sitting next to me on the swing here, which is good. So he's not barking, which is what he was doing as I was trying to talk about the Slvr Hrd in my last video, which is definitely very minor on the oeuvre of Jean Arthur. But it's interesting watching these movies. This was very much a movie. Like, it had, here, let me just finish off that review. It had intertitles in the movie, like basically things that just sort of filled you in on the plot, like a silent movie. And very much, a lot of the actors, you could tell they were fresh out of, or hadn't really given up their silent movie acting gestures. And just the cinematography was like, it was that much further back. You couldn't get as many of those kind of gloriously lit, beautiful close-ups that you would of Jean Arthur. I mean, they got a couple in there that were okay, but they weren't like, this was a pretty grainy picture, which I don't know if that's just the print. It hadn't been restored, because it is kind of minor Jean Arthur. Because it all looked kind of a little bit on the fuzzy side throughout. Clear enough, but you could tell it wasn't as crisp and beautiful black and white photography as some of the later pictures we've seen, where it's like, oh God, when Jean Arthur gets misty-eyed in even like the whirlpool, which a little bit later, her eyes glint with tears. It's like kind of that level of detail is just not there in something like the Slvr Hrd, which, to be honest, didn't deserve or need that, because they were not using Jean Arthur. I mean, the Slvr Hrd is a movie where Evelyn Brent was the best female actress in there, which is a travesty, because that means you just weren't using Jean Arthur to the full extent that you could have been. I mean, she was super young then, but There's probably been development of her, but also she started really getting her own her better. They figured her out, or she figured herself out and decided, this is what I'm doing. You're going to use me this way, kind of thing. You got the sense going forward. Yeah. All right. So little add-on to the Slvr Hrd review there at the end. I have to somehow note that in my disemboweled English on the title. All right. I've been Jay. More videos later.